We're going to talk about choosing your behavior, and that is what decision is all about. Choosing your behavior. Decisions are critical. Everything you do in life is dependent on your decisions. One seriously bad decision can cost you. It may cost you your health. It may cost you all your money. It could cost you your business. It could cost you your marriage. It could cost you even perhaps your life. And yet on the other hand, one seriously good decision can take you from zero to hero instantly. People are the product of their decisions. How much sugar will I put in my tea? Will I take that next cigarette? Your mind is going 900 miles an hour, making decisions, and it may appear that some of these decisions are quite mundane and quite boring, but the reality is that collectively they are creating your life, whether that be good or bad. Your life is either being slowly built for the better with the decisions you make, or you are fundamentally destroying it. So let me ask you, what do we mean by decision? What in fact is a decision? I think a decision is the action before the action. That's how I would label a decision. Because it's part mental and it's part physical. The process of deciding is a threefold event. First, you have research. Secondly, you have judgment. And thirdly, you have execution. Think about it for a moment. You're driving your car along the highway and there's somebody in front of you who is traveling too slow. So you decide you want to get past. You want to overtake this vehicle. What is the process that you go through in order to get past that vehicle? The first question you're going to ask is, what's in front of the other car? Are there any bends in the road? Are there any hills I'm going to encounter? What's in my rear vision mirror? Are there any vehicles coming the other way? There's a process of analysis going on. You're doing some research on whether it's safe to actually overtake this vehicle. Secondly is the judgment stage. This is the mental part. This is where you mentally throw the switch. This is the action before the action. Right, I'm going to go after this next vehicle that's coming towards me. As soon as he's gone by, I'm away. So mentally you've thrown the switch. This is the piece where you sell yourself on whether or not you're going to do this thing or not. As soon as the vehicle passes, you execute the move and you're gone. So why are there so many accidents on the road? A road smash is always the result of cause and effect. Somebody's poor decision, and the results can be catastrophic. They made a poor analysis of the situation. Or, alternatively, they didn't do a full analysis on the situation. In the business world, we call that due diligence. When you're going to buy a business or you're going to have a merger or a joint venture of some description, you do a thing called due diligence. This is your only chance to actually analyze everything that's going on that's going to affect the outcome of the decision. And if you fail in that research, your decision is going to be a bad one. Then, of course, they failed in their judgment because they did inadequate research, or they misinterpreted the research, or perhaps they ignored the research. They drew perhaps the wrong conclusion from the research, and so consequently they failed in their judgment. That's the second stage. Or they failed in the execution stage. They procrastinated. They didn't go when they were supposed to go, and by the time they got started, there's another vehicle in their track, smack, they have a huge smash up. Or they were impatient and went too early. Poor execution of the judgment. They didn't give an appropriate signal or misinterpreted somebody else's signal. They didn't execute. And so you've got analysis, you've got judgment, and you've got execution. All bad decisions are the result of either one or a combination of the other. Now, it doesn't matter whether you're buying a multi-million-dollar property or whether you're putting jam on your toast. Which will I have, jam or honey on my toast? The same process happens. Now, I want to look at the 5 things that actually have an impact on this process of decision-making. firstly, your emotional state. Your emotional state can have a profound effect on your decision-making capability. There is such a thing as inner security. That can have a profound effect, a state of mind where you are at peace with the world. At such times, you have a proactive state of mind. There are times, however, when you're not at peace with the world. When you're anxious about something. Maybe you have money worries. Maybe your best friend's just run off with a next-door neighbour. Maybe your brother's just been diagnosed with terminal cancer. Maybe your daughter's just got pregnant. You know, these are the sort of things that can upset you, upset your emotional state. For some reason, you lose this fabulous quality called imperturbability. And now you're in a reactive state of mind. When you're proactive, you're part of the cause. When you're reactive, you're part of the effect. When you're reactive, you're actually part of the problem. When you're proactive, you're part of the solution. And we want to be solution-minded. We want to be on top of our game emotionally. And to be on top of our game emotionally, we need to look at our references.